Hey everybody, welcome to Enliven Wellness, and I'm super excited to be here. Wow, almost like 800 subscribers. That is awesome. Getting up to that 1K. I know it's like, it's baby and it's growing, but that's so cool. I'm just so excited. Thank you for reaching out and liking and commenting and subscribing. Really, it's so much fun. So, today I'm going to talk about my top 5 supplements when you are dealing with mold poisoning or CIRS, which is chronic inflammatory response syndrome. So before we get started though, I also wanted to say that I have a bonus supplement at the end that I'm going to talk about. So make sure you watch all the way through. But yeah, so with that being said, keep your comments chill. If they're not chill, I will delete you. I want this whole channel to be healing. So I don't like all these like troll, style comments, cause it's like a bummer when some people who actually really want to make a legitimate comment read through and then they're like, what the hell, man? That's how I feel on certain channels. So anyway, all right, let's get started. So what is my number 1 supplement if you're dealing with mold poisoning or CIRS? Celtic Sea Salt. All right, so I've talked about this before. So Celtic Sea Salt is a particular kind of sea salt, and if you're using regular salt, go get yourself some Celtic Sea Salt. It's really cheap. It's not crazy expensive. You can get it in these big ass bulk bags like I do, but it's super important to do something called remineralize. If you're new to my channel, check out my other videos about this. I talk about it in multiple videos, but if you've been here before, you know that I'm a big fan, and not a big fan. You have to remineralize. Now, what does that mean? When you're sick and when your body is dealing with mold poison and you're getting overloaded with toxins, your body gets depleted of minerals. Okay, now minerals literally are the building blocks of pretty much everything in your body, and you have to have enough of them. So when you're depleted in them, your body is not functioning properly at all. Celtic Sea Salt helps you remineralize in a very cheap and effective way. Now, before you can even think about detoxing mold, you have to remineralize your body. Why? Or else you won't detox properly. And your kidneys won't be able to handle it, and you're going to get sicker. Trust me. Okay? So, this isn't just, from my experience, though it is from my experience. It's also based in academia, because that's what I do, is I'm getting my master's in integrative medicine, and we study detox in depth. So, Celtic Sea Salt also. Celtic Sea Salt also helps with digestion because it helps boost hydrochloric acid in your stomach. And a lot of people are suffering from actually low stomach acid, not too high, but low stomach acid. Yeah. Ulcers, peptic ulcers, heartburn, that's actually an indicator of low stomach acid. I know. So sea salt helps boost the HCl in your stomach so that you can actually digest your food properly. So Celtic Sea Salt, number 1. Number 2, Bentonite Clay or chlorella. Now, again, I've got a video or 2 about bentonite clay because I love it. I personally take about, 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon a day. Now, why do I advocate chlorella and clay? Because both of these substances act as a binder. Now, let me back up. What is chlorella? It's an algae. So just so you know, it's a different supplement. I haven't used it extensively myself yet, but the head of my program, Dr. Andrew Heyman, is a big advocate and uses it a lot in his practice. So I'm going to get on it very shortly, but I've been personally using bentonite clay with a lot of success. It really was after I added bentonite clay that I started really feeling so good. Why? Again, it acts as a binder for toxins. This is what a lot of people miss when they're like, oh, I'm going to go on a detox from mold, and shit, I'm not getting better. And it's because you're detoxing these substances, and what do? They dump into your intestines, which are probably not functioning super well anyway, and you probably have leaky gut, And so those toxins are then like, bee, we're gonna go into your whole system and make you feel even shittier. All right? So you have to have a binder for the toxins, and that is what bentonite clay and chlorella both do. They go down into your system, and then the toxins actually are attracted to these substances, and then they can be safely removed from your body instead of spewing out into your system, retoxifying you. So, also, bentonite clay is known to attract parasites on the bonus side. And CIRS, just so you know, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, CIRS, is from mold, but also from any like invader, like Lyme disease or parasites. It's just a name for a multitude of symptoms. So anyway, all right, number 3, magnesium. Magnificent magnesium. I love magnesium so much. Why? It's involved in over 300 chemical reactions in your body. So you hear that term a lot, and it's like, well, what the hell does that mean? And like, why is that significant? Well, your body is a constant, everything is a chemical reaction occurring in your body. It's going on all the time. Magnesium is at the heart of over 300 of these. So if you don't have enough, and the majority of people, mind you, do not have enough, your body is not going to function properly, and therefore it can't do the basic things properly, like breathing, like nerve conduction, like muscle contraction. So, some of the things that magnesium is mainly involved in, I mean, there's a lot, but like I'll bring it back to mold poisoning and specifically CIRS. A lot of us suffering with CIRS and mold poisoning have like really a lot of pain or muscle tension. We can't relax. There's like leg cramping, there's leg twitching, eye twitching, difficulty breathing, all of these things. And magnesium is at the heart of muscle contraction and relaxation. So if your muscles are hella tight, they're too contracted. Magnesium will help that relax. Okay, same with your diaphragm. Like for me, like when I don't have enough magnesium and I know it, I have a hard time breathing because my diaphragm is like just locked down. It's just totally contracting and it needs to relax to breathe. Breathe with me here. So also, magnesium is at the heart of nerve conduction. CIRS and mold poisoning mainly affect your nervous system. They affect all systems of your body, but at the heart of all the systems of your body is, you guessed it, your nervous system. So, magnesium is at the heart of nerve conduction. Again, if you don't have enough, your nerves aren't firing properly. So what does that lead to? Like problems in every body system, like I just said. And you've got to have enough magnesium, but also, here's a little hint. So a lot of us who are suffering from mold poisoning have excessive anxiety. It's like, oh my God. Like that's how I felt. I was like, I have so much anxiety. Like it's a crushing anxiety. And when you don't have enough magnesium, your anxiety is a lot worse. Like literally you can take a good dose of magnesium and within 20 minutes, you feel more chill. Yeah? Now, my favorite kinds of magnesium are magnesium citrate, which is natural calm magnesium. You can find it on Amazon or at most health food stores. Don't get the flavored kind, y'all. Stay away from the artificial flavors. But I also like one from Carolyn Dean. It's called Remag. You can Google it, Remag, Dr. Carolyn Dean. She's kind of the magnesium like guru. I love her, and her product is awesome too. So next, Number 4, vitamin C. Ascorbate, not ascorbic acid, ascorbate, because ascorbic acid is very acidifying, ascorbate is not. All right, so why vitamin C? Vitamin C is a massive antioxidant. Okay, so what does it mean kind of antioxidant? It's sort of like, think about like fly paper, and you see those flies like, that's what antioxidants do. But the flies are toxins and bad stuff and free radicals. Okay, so vitamin C, it also acts as a binder, just like we were talking about with the chlorella and the bentonite clay. Vitamin C also binds toxins and particularly heavy metals, which most of us are dealing with on a daily basis. It's gross. But why do I super love vitamin C? There's a lot of reasons, but one is that it's a major precursor to something called glutathione. Glutathione. Got it? So glutathione is the body's master antioxidant. Your body can make it on its own, but we're so overloaded with toxins in this world. Don't let anybody tell you like, oh, you don't need to detoxify. That's bullshit. Yes, I cursed. It's true. We are overloaded with toxins on a daily basis. We need glutathione to remove these toxins from our body. Vitamin C increases glutathione. They actually did a study that you can find online that showed that just 500 milligrams a day of vitamin C increased red blood cell glutathione by 50%. That's a lot, y'all. That's awesome. So, vitamin C, number 4. So, number 5. This isn't really a supplement, but sulfur vegetables. Yeah, what are sulfur vegetables? So, think about cruciferous vegetables. You've heard of cruciferous trees. The cruciferous vegetables they look like that. It's your broccoli, your cauliflower, your kale, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, onions, garlic, eggs. So yeah, those don't really look like cruciferous trees, but anyway, so there's a connection there. But yes, so those are a list of the sulfur foods, sulfur vegetables. Why do I love these? Again, they increase glutathione. All right? They have sulforaphane, which increases glutathione. Without sulfur, glutathione cannot do its job properly, meaning it can't detoxify the mold crap that's in your system and the other crap that's in your system. When you're getting poisoned by mold, you're like constantly getting berated by mold poison and toxins, and especially if you're not detoxing it correctly, which most people aren't, and especially if your body is overburdened, which most people are, it can't do its job. So give it some help. So, sulfur veggies and sulfur foods increase your body's ability to detoxify properly. They also reduce pain and inflammation. And having pain and inflammation is sometimes a sign of sulfur deficiency. And a lot of us dealing with CIRS and mold toxicity have a lot of pain and inflammation. Hence the name, chronic inflammatory response syndrome. So that's my top 5 supplements and foods when you are dealing with mold poisoning or CIRS. So let's go over them really quick. Celtic Sea Salt, Bentonite Clay, magnesium, vitamin C ascorbate, sulfur foods. Now, what's my bonus 6th supplement? Oxygen and breathing. I know, not really a supplement, but I try to make these as practical and reasonable for everyone out there because a lot of us are dealing with budget stuff, and a lot of us, especially when you're dealing with your health journey, it's like you're putting a lot of money into your health, which is where I personally decide to put my money. But something as simple as getting good oxygen to your tissues and getting a good deep breath does wonders for your health. Wonders. So how can you do this? Aerobic and anaerobic cardio. So aerobic is like easy, 65 to 75% of your max heart rate. You can find your max heart rate by subtracting your age from 220. That's not true. We'd have to go into another video for that. Anyway, so aerobic exercise, anaerobic exercise is like those high intensity intervals where you sprint for 30 seconds and then you rest for 1 minute or whatever. There's different kinds, but that's my personal favorite, is you go as hard as you possibly can, 30 to 45 seconds, and then you rest for 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. And you repeat that like 7 or 8 times. Okay, this helps your lungs expand and learn how to reoxygenate your tissues. And I know it's hard for a lot of people who are still like very much like getting mold poisoned to breathe well and to do any exercise. But if you can just do basic aerobic cardio when you're starting out on your healing journey, that's great. Like easy peasy walking, and then eventually add in the high intensity intervals. Now you can also do just deep breathing, where you just lay on your back, put your hands on your belly, and breathe like a baby does. You always see babies breathe into their belly. That can help oxygenate your tissues. Breathing is one of the main ways we detox. And if you are suffering from mold poisoning especially, it's all up in your lungs, y'all. I'm just starting to be able to breathe better again. It's been a real struggle. That's been one of my biggest things, is learning how to breathe again and being able to actually get oxygen again. But today, I did an hour of cardio and it was a little bit of a struggle, but I'm actually able to increase my steps per minute on the stair climber. You just have to work at it and focus on it and really focus on deep breathing. Again, breathing helps you detoxify too. So, those are my top 5 supplements / life hacks / foods that you have to have if you are mold poisoned or dealing with CIRS or just any toxic overload. So I hope this was helpful. I was really excited to make this video. I was like, oh, this is gonna be really helpful. And I really love bringing value to you all. It's a really lonely place when you're dealing with this kind of sickness. Believe me, I know, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're just crazy. It's just all in your head. And you feel super alone. And I really want to let you all know that you are not alone. There's people like me out there who know what's going on and who can help. So if you'd like to book a session, I do 30, 60, and 90-minute sessions. Just reach out at the email down below. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for being here. See ya.